Hello YouTube. So this is my 2023 Honda Ridgeline. Um, so I have a part one and a part two about my favorite accessories I've added over the last couple of years, but I've added a few more, but I thought instead of making a part three, I would just make one video that has all of them. And there's quite a few, so I've got them all written down, so I want to cover them all in this video. Just to let you know, all of these will be linked in the video description, but also in the comments to make it easier for you to find. Most of these you can find on Amazon. Some of these you have to go directly to a company website, but hopefully that will make it easy for you. Now, some of these are, nice to haves, but some of them are, in my opinion, game changers. At least they have been for me. So anyway, let me get right to it. The first one is this Hitch backup sensor. So I have the RTL trim. I don't know if the higher trims come with the backup sensors. Maybe the newer years do, but anyway, mine doesn't. It has the backup camera, but not the sensors. So this has sensors built into it. It plugs into your existing trailer hitch plug. And then there's an adapter in the cabin you put into your electrical socket, or if you're old like me, it's called the cigarette lighter socket, whatever. And then it hooks to this, and then only when you're in reverse it turns on and will notify you when you get close to an object. It's not 100%. You will get some false positives, but for the most part it works pretty well. The next thing, not so much an accessory, but something I did that I really liked was this. I plasta dipped my emblems, so the emblem, but also the Ridgeline, and then the all-wheel drive. Super easy to do. You just get a can of it. One can would do all of this for you. 2 or 3 coats on each thing. Very easy to peel. The trim around the sides works great. So again, I'll link to that in the comments and description. But you can find plenty of YouTube videos that show you how to do that. It's super easy. It took me maybe half an hour to do all of it. Next thing is my bed cover. So what I liked about this one is it's not vinyl. It's like a canvas. So it's a lot more durable, in my opinion, than the vinyl. And also it doesn't tend to fade as much as the vinyl one I had on my last Ridgeline. But really like that. All right, let's open it up. I apologize, it is a bit dirty. So here we have a bed mat. Now, some of you may think, why do you need a bed mat? Because this is, nice composite. So I have skis and snowboards and other things that when you put in here, this is like a rubberized material, so things don't slide as much as they do on this. Plus, you can just take this out and wash it really easy. It fits perfect, so it's like 3D printed. It fits really well. All right, next are the in-bed lights. So you can see here I installed these motion lights. They are rechargeable. I've had them for over a year and I have not had to recharge them yet. But they're motion sensitive, so once you close that, they will turn off after a few seconds. And then when you open it back up, they will turn back on. This is really cool. That's one thing I think the Ridgeline, I love the in-bed trunk, but there's no light, especially, so at night it's kind of hard to see anything. So really like that. All right, so last thing kind of in the back is, if this is your thing, I found an American flag emblem that's made specifically for the Ridgeline window. It fits perfectly. Took me about 10 minutes to install, and I think it looks great. So, all right, moving on to the side, we have the running boards. So this is not the Honda OEM running boards. These are a fraction of the price, but they use the same attachment points as the Honda one. So very easy to install, less than half an hour. Probably could have taken me less, but I was kind of slow. And it is very durable. So it's probably just as good as OEM, but you're going to save a ton of money. Let's move up to the front. All right, so first is this, I think they call it a bug deflector. But I like it more because it protects the hood front from the rocks and debris. But I guess it also protects from the bugs. But this is nice. It attaches to existing attachment points under your hood. And then it comes with these little stoppers, so if the wind pushes it down, it's not gonna, scratch the paint. All right. And this is one of my more recent finds. I think this is so cool. So, my wife's Kia has hood struts, but for some reason Honda doesn't do that. I don't know exactly why, or at least none of the Hondas I'm aware of. And this hood is really heavy, so using your hood mount is kind of a pain. But so I found these. They're a perfect fit for the Ridgeline, attached to existing attachment points. Took me maybe half an hour to install these, and they have worked fantastic. So holds it up just fine, and then when you pull it up, it helps to lift it. Really nice. All right, let's make our way inside. First thing in the back seat. This, in my opinion, is one of those game changers because I have dogs that ride in the truck quite a bit, and they shed just like most dogs. This thing has been amazing. Not just shed, but they got dirty feet or whatever. So this is technically not an aftermarket accessory because this is the Honda OEM rear seat cover. But because of that, has the Ridgeline on both sides. There's one here, one over there. And this thing fits perfectly. Now, this takes a little bit longer to install. The hardest part was the armrest. That was probably 30 minutes alone, was just that part. But once it's in here, you won't ever need to remove it. It cleans super easy. You can still operate the seat the same. It is amazing. So if you're thinking about a rear seat cover, pay a little extra and get this one. I've had this one almost since I got the truck, and it has been fantastic. So spend a little extra money and get that one. All right, moving up to the front. All right, first thing are the mats. So I've tried, of course, WeatherTech in the past, but WeatherTech can be a little bit pricey. And I tried a couple of different versions, some cheaper versions. These were the closest I could see to WeatherTech quality because it's kind of got it's very durable. Some that I've tried were real flimsy, and it's like, you might as well just spend the extra money. But these are very durable. They use the same attachment points as the factory. So these have been great. And they got them for the front and the rear. Comes in a set. So that's been really nice. All right. Seems like a simple thing, but you've probably seen these advertised here and there. But these little seat wedge blockers, I never knew how much I needed these until I installed them. I mean, so many things like your phone, crumbs, everything that normally would fall down there, it's just blocked, and it's been great. So it really keeps under your seat a lot cleaner than usual. So, all right, more on the inside. Again, may seem kind of trivial, but I've got kind of big hands, so I thought the factory steering wheel was a little bit too small for me. So I found this steering wheel cover. Fits great. I haven't removed this since I got it almost 2 years ago. Easy to clean, but just has a really nice feel for it. Adds a little bit of girth to the steering wheel. So, I mean, if that's your thing, this one works great. All right, again, into the trivial. So one thing I noticed, and it's not exclusive to the Ridgeline, but there's a bit of a gap when you have the sunblock, the visor down, right? There's a bit of a gap here, and depending on the angle of that sun, it can be right into your eyes. And I don't care if you have the darkest sunglasses, it still is super annoying. So I found this visor. It's got like an organizer thing built in. I don't use it for that, but it's got these little slide out visors on the sides and then also in the middle. So what you can do is when you have this down, you just pull that out And you can do the same on this side. You got a little bit of a gap there. And then you even have one in the front. I don't use this one very much. Sometimes at night, like oncoming headlights, that can help a little bit, but in the daytime, not so much. But this has been great. That was really annoying me when I got the truck, but this saved it, so that was great. All right. If you use a magnetic phone case holder, so I've got a little magnet on the back of my phone case, and I know not everyone does, but I found this magnetic holder that attaches to your vent. Now, I had one that was attached, there's a suction cup attached to the side here. The problem was, it was just big enough where it would kind of overlap, and so it was interfering with the touch screen. And then you could put it up here, but still was kind of, I don't know, it was just a little bit janky. So I found this one. It's very sturdy, works great. And so you just pop your phone up there, got your GPS or whatever you want. And love that. Got one of those for my car and my wife's car as well. Love those. All right. This may be one, this is a fairly new one I got. I think this is so cool. Somebody 3D printed a little drawer for that center console space. So, normally I just stick things like that. But this drawer, it's 3D printed, and it has a little, you can see that little notch there. So it fits on that notch. So when you slide it in, I mean, it's very durable, and it doesn't come out too easily, so it's not gonna, shake. But just gives you a little bit of extra. You can put some coins there, but a little extra space for things. So put whatever you want in there. So I thought that was really cool. Very innovative of someone to come up with that. All right, let's talk organization. These are little organizers, again, made specifically for the Ridgeline. So it fits in, there's 6 compartments. It fits into the center console perfectly, but it just divides up into little compartments right for you. So you've got little, you can organize it a little bit better. And then they also make one for the glove box. So see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 compartments in the glove box now, instead of everything kind of stacked on each other, a little more organized. So actually it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compartments. So that is really cool as well. All right, let's see. Next, let's talk game changers, in my opinion. First is the auto stop. So if you have a newer model Ridgeline, or pretty much any newer model car, they're going to have a feature where once you're stopped somewhere, the engine will turn off, and then it will turn back on once you step on the accelerator. I can't stand that feature. I know they do it to save gas, but I've seen the research on that. It saves little to no gas, and there's even some research to suggest it's bad for the engine. So when you get in the car for the Ridgeline, you can push this button to turn it off. The problem is you have to push the button every time you start the engine. It doesn't remember that setting. So I bought something called the Auto Stop Eliminator. Again, it's built specifically for the Ridgeline. And all you have to do is, it's just a couple little pieces. It's a plug and something. And you pull this thing up. Very easy to install. I have a separate video on this, actually. And once it's hooked up, it automatically turns it off every time you start the engine. Game changer, in my opinion. I cannot stand that feature. So this really has been fantastic. All right, and then the next game changer, in my opinion, so I've always wanted a dash cam, because I've heard they can really save you in a number of circumstances. But the traditional dash cam, you're going to stick to your window. Most of the time you're running a wire, down to the electrical socket or whatever, or maybe you have to hardwire it somehow. So I found this thing, it's called the FitCam X. And let me see if I can get in there a little bit. So it's this little contraption here. There's a lens right here. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, what's great about this is it fits into the existing cowl, the rear view mirror cowl, and it wires into your sunroof adapter. Okay. And so it turns on and off with the car, so it's not going to drain your battery when the car is off. And it comes with a memory stick. It records everything just like a regular dash cam would. You can pull up all the videos in the app on your phone. And again, I've got a separate video on this where I go through the app features. And now it claims to be 4K. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's 4K. It's probably 1080p, so it's not the best dash cam video you will have for sure, but it's good enough to read license plates. And let me tell you, I had a guy not 2 months ago, was on the interstate. He pulled over into my lane and hit me. We pulled over, and then he claimed that I went into his lane and hit him. If not for that dash cam, because he had somebody in the car with him that I think was going to lie for him. But if not for that dash cam, they would have said that accident was my fault. So because of that, his insurance paid for everything to get fixed, including it's like $1,500 rental car fee because it took him a month to fix my truck. So that is a game changer. When I bought it, it was less than, I think, $250. Now they make a front and a rear. I don't have the rear. I just didn't feel like messing with more wiring, but they do have that option if you want to have a rear camera as well. But I can tell you, it's amazing. It looks like it's OEM. It comes with the truck. You don't have to worry about someone trying to break in your truck to steal a dash cam or wires hanging down or whatever. So really enjoyed that. I think that's it. So I know that's a lot, but these are the items that have really, in my mind, kind of just enhanced the vehicle, maybe added some things that I wish the truck had already come with. And again, I'll put links to all of these items in the video description and the comments. And if I find more, I'll make another video, but I wanted to make one video with all the ones that I found so far. And anyway, I hope this was helpful. And hey, if you have some accessories that you found that I haven't mentioned, put them in the comments. I'd love to learn more.